Jesus never existed. Do you want to know how I know? It's because the plot doesn't make any sense. The Jesus story is built on a foundation of absurdities. You have to be able to convince yourself that an all-knowing, all-powerful God created the universe, made several mistakes, knew he was making mistakes, but made them anyway, accidentally condemned all of humanity to an eternity of suffering in the hell that he created, until he decided he didn't want that anymore, so he disguised himself as his own son in a meat suit, came down to earth and convinced people to kill him so that his death could save people from the hell that he created and the sins that he defined. Does that make any sense? You also have to believe that thousands of years ago, a bunch of seemingly crazy men came up with a bunch of prophecies that were somehow hyper-specific in their meaning, but extremely vague in their wording. So much so that nobody could figure out what they meant until years after they were supposedly fulfilled. Why would God need to hatch such a convoluted plot and jump through a bunch of bizarre hoops just to fix his own mistakes? Couldn't he just Thanos snap them away? And why wouldn't God just speak plainly and tell us what was on his mind? Why wouldn't he use his prophets to warn us about things like World War II? Why not just tell us what he means? And while we're on the subject, why bother with prophets at all? Why wouldn't God just write his own book? And I know there's going to be some people in the comments being like, God did write a book. It's called the Bible. No, I'm talking about like literally write a book and then send everybody on the planet a copy of the book. I mean, what, is that too expensive? Is God running into some financial hardships? Is that why churches are always asking for money? Isn't that funny, though, that God does not talk to you? He talks to other people and gives them messages to give the rest of us, but he doesn't talk to all of us. That's weird, isn't it? He's the creator of the universe. Couldn't he just stop at your house on a Saturday afternoon with a box of wine and some Chinese carryout? I'd be much more inclined to listen to what he had to say if he did that. I'd be happy if he would just cover my ADHD meds for a couple of months because the generics are always on back order now. I keep having to get the name brand and pay out of pocket because as far as Blue Cross Blue Shield is concerned, I can either suffer with my ADHD or I can get the name brand and go bleep myself in the bloop. Or he could do something far more meaningful for all of mankind and send Jesus back down to earth to protect all the people in his old home turf from being ethnically cleansed. That's probably asking too much, right? Everywhere you look on this planet, there are problems that could be easily solved by an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving God. And he just doesn't. So either he never existed or he's just a bad God.